military has declared Ahmed Salkida, Ahmed Bolori and Aisha Wakil wanted for interrogations over the alleged link with the Boko Haram insurgents. Acting Director Army Public Relations in a statement says two recent videos released by the terrorists point to the fact that three individuals have information of the exact location of the missing Chibok girls and other abductees, which have refused to disclose to facilitate their rescue. The military, in declaring them wanted, relies on relevant laws of the land, particularly Terrorism Prevention Act of 2011 as amended, and calls on Nigerians to give useful information on their whereabouts. The national president of the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs and the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Sa'ad Abubakar III, is appealing for compulsory teaching of Islamic studies and Christian religious studies in all schools in the country. This was at the General Assembly and National Executive Council meeting of the body in Benin. Steve Nwankole reports.
The Sultan of Sokoto, who expressed his gratitude to the governor and the people of Edo State for playing host to the Islamic conference, described Islam as a religion of peace and unity.
We must be allowed to go about freely anywhere we want in this country and do what we should do, either as Muslims or Christians or Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa.
In his remarks, the state governor, Adams Oshomole, called on the leadership of the council to encourage the teaching of Islam from the primary schools to the university level, so as to clear the misgivings people associate with the religion.
We recognize the right to worship. We recognize the right of people to dress according to their religion. Now we don't want people to criticize this issue.
Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Boboye Oyeyemi, while presenting his paper, solicited support of the President of the Supreme Council and the traditional rulers in the management of road safety in the country.
The goal of attaining a Nigeria where every road traffic crash leads to no death, we realize if this Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs supports the call.
Other speakers and participants outlined panacea for the peaceful coexistence in the country.
We send a message to the common man in Nigeria that regardless of your background, your ethnicity, your faith, every inch of Nigeria is your home and belongs to you.
In Benin, Steve Nwankole, Nta News.
Meanwhile, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has announced the airlift of about 20,000 Nigerian pilgrims to the Holy Land. This is coming barely 1 week after the commencement of the 2016 Hajj airlifts. With the steady progress made so far, coupled with the number of airlifts made available for the operations by the airlines, there are indications that the airlifts may be completed before September 4th. Before the September the 4th, the airspace closure set by the Saudi Arabia Civil Aviation Authority. Media officer Nakan Adamu Hassan Abdullahi in a statement says reports from various departure centers in Zamfara, Ilorin zones, which comprises Kwara, Ondo, Ekiti states, indicates that about 2,000 pilgrims from the area are set for airlift tomorrow. The former national president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Pastor Ayo Shajafa, says the quest for national unity and cohesion is not negotiable while praying for better days for Nigeria. Pastor Shajafa stated this at the reception in his honor in Warri. He called on Nigerians, irrespective of political, ethnic or religious differences, to support initiatives aimed at uplifting the nation.
Yes, although difficult, but I happen to be among the very few who have an opportunity to make history, to change the story, to rewrite our own narration, to try and present the Christian point of view.
The reception ceremony was also attended by the new CAN National President, Reverend Samson Ayokunle.
Very liberal to give, and you want to support others with everything you have so that they might reach their goal. I have seen that in you.
The program was organized by the World of Life Bible Church in conjunction with the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN. The Evangelical Reformed Church of Christ, ERCC, has challenged Christians to strive in prayers and remain extreme devotion for spiritual rebirth of the country. Abigail Bashir reports that this nominated the centenary fellowship of the Christian clergies of the denomination worldwide.
Annual fellowship, which drew Christian clergies from across all ERCC outreach in the Lord's Vineyard, had its theme, the clergy ministering by the grace of God in a difficult generation. Addressing clergies at the centenary fellowship, the president of the ERCC, Very Reverend Jerry Modibo, identified Christian ministers as apostles of truth and light and urged them to remain steadfast in carrying out their spiritual calling without intimidation or fear of the unknown. The guest speaker, Reverend Shemaki Rize, enjoined clerics to be steadfast in prayers and disassociate themselves from unbiblical acts capable of breaking the nation and fostering division among brethren in the Christian faith, saying there is strength in unity.
If we take our place in prayer, the Lord will reverse every evil arrangement and bring to pass His perfect plan for Nigeria.
Some of the participants expressed satisfaction with the fellowship, stressing that the theme was a true reflection of the current socio-economic reality of the country. In Lafia, Abigail Asheshlabashi, NTA News.
Now, Nigerian youths have been enjoined to take their place in national development as they recognize God's importance in all of life's endeavors. This was in a message as part of activities to mark the International Youth Week at the Christian Reformed Church of Nigeria in Abuja by the leader of the church youth, Deacon Felix Sali. Lydia Bassi was there.
Sermon had as its theme Our Father's Inheritance. Deacon Felix Sale enjoined Nigerian youths to always believe in God's ability to help them reach their full potential in life, and enjoined parents to live up to their responsibility of bringing up their children in the ways of God.
We look at inheritance as the place where God has placed you. Because inheritance has something to do with accountability. That's something bringing back what?
Lord, we ask that you will help them, that they will know your
Resident
will.
pastor of Christian Reformed Church, Reverend Bulus Gani, encouraged government at all levels to create more leadership opportunities and roles for the youth.
The youth can participate also in leadership. The youth can use the knowledge they acquire in the knowledge they acquire through self-employment. They just don't have to always depend only on government employment.
The youth had a field day with several activities and performances. Lydia Bassi, NTA News.
The federal government is taking pragmatic steps in realizing the nation's industrial revolution plan through provision of technical and vocational skills for youth. Acting Director General, Industrial Trust Fund, Dixon Nona, has said this at the flag-off of the 5th phase of the National Industrial Skills Development Program in Yola. Yusuf Jika reports.
The process of rapid industrialization and economic diversification has taken emotion by this set of young people who are gathered to acquire vocational and skills training. The 3 months training, which is expected to turn Nigerians' quantitative human and physical resources into productive ventures and reduce youth restiveness, is to cover the areas of domestic electrification, aluminium door and windows, as well as beads and jewelry making, as explained by the Acting Director General, Industrial Training Fund, Dixon Onuaha.
The objective of the program, laudable as it is, cannot, however, be achieved without support, synergy, and collaboration of all stakeholders.
He maintained that 500 unemployed youths in Adamawa State and 9,000 in the 18 states of the Federation are to benefit from the 5th phase of the program. Deputy Governor Martins Nasir Babali commended the foresight of the federal government in impacting useful technical and vocational skills to unemployed youths and urged the beneficiaries to discover their hidden talents for the benefit of the society.
You can be on your own, you can do things on your own, and you only need to approach whatever approachable the government side.
There were presentations from various stakeholders on the need for employment generation, poverty reduction, and job creation through such program. In Yola, Yusuf Jika, Nta News.
With the release of the Strategic Implementation Plan for the 2016 budget and subsequent disbursement of over 300 billion naira so far for capital expenditure, the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs is working towards completing some of its people-oriented projects in the region. Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Usani Uguru Sani, disclosed this during a validation tour of some of the ministry's projects in Akwa Ibom State. Isaac Nkuma reports.
The caterpillar is back to work. The client is happy. This is the Eket Axis on Section 4 of the East-West Road, where the contractor has been mobilized to site following the release of funds to the ministry. But the East-West Road will not be the only focus, as skills acquisition centers, housing and water projects are being considered for completion in the shortest possible time. To this end, the ministry is exploring other ways through which its targets can be achieved despite its funding challenges. One of such is the initiative as endorsed by the Akwa Ibom State government to channel the sum of 2 billion naira meant for oil spill compensation for Ibono community to completing the skills acquisition center in the community.
Of course, this came as a request from the community, and we are ready to abide because this complementary partnership will be of benefit to them as well as the ministry.
The minister and his entourage also visited the 20 units housing scheme in Oboyo Ikoreta and the water reticulation project at Ndidep, where he expressed displeasure at the abandoned projects. He said after an audit report, a collective decision will be taken on abandoned and duplicated projects in the region. Earlier, the minister paid a courtesy visit on the traditional ruler of Ibono land, His Royal Majesty Effiong Basi Achiagang. From Uyo, Isaac Nkuma, NTA News.
Governor Kashim Shettima has explained reasons for fresh cases of polio in Borno State, blaming it on the inaccessibility to the communities to administer polio preventive vaccines from December 2013 to the early part of 2016. The governor spoke on Sunday in Mainok village in Kaga local government areas shortly before launching $1 million food and famine aids donated by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which targets distribution of food items and funding of farming activities to benefit 40,000 victims of the Boko Haram insurgents who are being resettled to their communities. Now, the Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has resolved that the National Convention of the party will hold on the 17th of this month in Port Harcourt, as earlier scheduled. This was the decision reached during the presentation of report to the PDP Committee on Reconciliation under the chairmanship of Professor Jerry Gana. The committee recommended for all aggrieved party members to withdraw cases in courts and allow political solutions to address their grievances.
To inform all Nigerians, particularly our party members, that we have the support of the organs of the party, the Board of Trustees, the Governors Forum, the National Assembly Caucus, the chairman of the party right throughout the states. But we had tremendous respect for some of our members who still aggrieved, hence this particular committee.
This report marked the way forward for the normal activities of our party.
Correspondent Abdullahi Garba Benimkudu reports that the BOT did not make public the position of Senator Alimodu Sharif, who is the principal actor in the leadership crisis in the party. Speaker House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara has hailed the heroics of the Nigerian Under-23 Dream Team over their 2-0 win against Denmark in Brazil. Speaking after watching the Nigerian side put down Denmark in the quarter-final deal, Dogara said the Nigerian spirit was on display in the encounter. Dogara called on all Nigerians to line behind the team as they seek to bring glory to the country. A statement by his special advisor on media and public affairs, Turaki Hassan, urged Nigerians to support the Dream Team with prayers as Nigerian can go all the way and win the gold medal, as was the case in Atlanta '96. On sports update, the Tigers registered their first win in the hard-fought match against Croatia in the Olympics part in Rio de Janeiro early Sunday. Correspondent Abdurrahman Ibn Mohammed was one of the spectators at the match and now reports.
Nigeria's national basketball team, the Tigers, got their first victory in the basketball event of the Olympics in a fiercely contested game.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Najiko Gabri Mix. Now the 3-in-1 Ogbonge Chop Chop wey contain original Ijebu Gari, sweet sugar and correct milk. Now all join inside the 3-in-1 Najiko Gabri Mix. Enjoy belly full with Najiko Gabri Mix, the smart way to fight hunger. Now Erisco Foods Limited, they make am.
I'm a loyal mother, so I support my family in every way I can.
Good set.
In sports, in your education, in maintaining a healthy diet, in their lifestyle. You see, full cream Loyal Milk is rich in calcium and helps to build strong bones and teeth, helping me and my family stay strong and healthy. Yes! So when next you're shopping, remember to show your loyalty.
It's truck month at Ford, and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent. Here's the Workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year, 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability, available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Koscharis Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
Goodness is getting better. Introducing new exciting packs from Hollandia Yogurt. Goodness just got better. Hollandia Yogurt. It's all good.
From the House of Chi.
Goodness is getting better. Introducing new exciting packs from Hollandia Yogurt. Goodness just got better. Hollandia Yogurt. It's all good.
From the House of Chi.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees for a sustainable job. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
Thanks for staying on the line. It is not boastful to say that Nigerian cuisine, that is, our local food and delicacies, are second to none anywhere in the world. Little wonder that when Nigerians go out of the country on holiday or for other reasons, in a matter of days they are yearning for Nigerian food. Amala and ewedu plus orishirishi, pounded yam and egusi soup, fufu and ofoweri, tuwo and miakuka. Back to the story. Do you know that most Nigerian foods have medicinal values? That is what Oyinaya Kalu Oka in Abuja wants to talk about in this report. Oyinaya, take us on a trip to that word.
A typical Nigerian cooking style. Large cooking pots in an open space, quite intriguing. Food business is a serious one, and Nigerians love it steaming hot. Nigeria is a physically and climatically diverse country, endowed with several foods, and the people sure do know how to cultivate, prepare, and enjoy their dishes.
I would like Sondawa to make you feel better. You know what they call cocoa? You don't know? Oh, if you eat that one, naturally you go be better.
Yes, the local foods are tasty. But beyond just taste, research has shown that these foods are not just nutritious, but help promote the body well-being.
But this blood issue, someone they went to a hospital, they say they don't have enough blood. So the doctor said I should go and prepare vegetable okra. After 4 days, they said the blood was excess.
With more than 250 ethnic groups, it does not matter which part of the country one comes from. Experts say the medicinal values of Nigerian foods are too great to be ignored.
What do you call that bitter leaf soup that you make? Onubu soup. You don't even have much oil.
Is if Nigerian foods are so rich in nutrients and can reduce the chances of illness in consumers, then why is the life expectancy of Nigerians, according to the WHO report, said to be below 50?
You go to all those processed food, stock them with those 2 minutes food. And when those 2 minute foods are eaten, what happens to our own?
They wanted to promote their own things. It is for us to decide that no, we have to look inwards and see what God has given us and utilize it.
Small wonder why the craze for foreign foods by Nigerians.
Ignorance and that attitude of Oyibo thing is better than our own. It's really a pity.
Colonial mentality, complex, and not believing in your own.
So when next you savour that delicious meals, don't forget the words of the father of Western medicine, the ancient Greek physicians, Hippocrates, and I quote, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine thy food." End of quote.
Wow, yummy, yummy.
That was quite tempting yet informative. The best part is that our meals are from organic ingredients, very safe for the consumer. Moving on, truth be told, sleeping in the same room with someone who snores is irritating and disturbing. While the snorer sleeps soundly, the sleep of anyone else in the room is disturbed by the snore. Is snoring a health condition? What is the cause and can it be arrested? Joy Ken Abakboya reports.
Have you ever been in a situation where your bed partner makes snorting or grunting sounds while asleep that makes you want to scream or leave the room?
I must confess, at times it can really be so annoying. Maybe you try to block your ears once in a while, or you hit the person that, come on, stop that.
I will not accommodate somebody snoring in my room because it disturbs. And when I want to sleep, I like having I love rest of mind.
It is called snoring, a sound resulting from turbulent airflow that causes the tissues of the nose and throat to vibrate during sleep. Snoring can be mild, but in most cases it is loud and unpleasant.
Snoring usually occurs as a result of blockage in the breathing system. So once there's some sort of blockage for whatsoever reason, and whilst the person is sleeping, as they are trying to breathe, there's some obstruction, to better put it that way, and you realize that they begin to snore.
Medical experts say factors such as the anatomy of the mouth and sinuses, nasal problems, alcohol consumption, allergies, and sleep position can lead to snoring.
It may be due to excessive sedation. The person may have taken some drugs at that time. And then it's commonly in males and people with airway problems, that is nasal congestion, airway congestion, are more likely to have snoring.
Sometimes the person might not necessarily be obese. They are too tired. In that situation, I would say it's not a disease condition now. They are too tired. So someone who didn't used to snore before, but there's a way they just lie down and somehow the tongue seems to fall back and obstruct the airway. As they are sleeping, trying to breathe, there will be emission of those sounds.
They also say snoring during sleep may be a sign or first alarm of obstructive sleep apnea, a condition that can lead to heart attack or stroke if not properly managed.
Smoking can weaken some of the muscles there in the throat, and when these muscles are weakened, you see that whilst the person is sleeping, there seems to be some sort of collapse, as it were, and then they'll begin to snore. Now, there's also what they call obstructive sleep apnea. So in that situation, whilst people are sleeping, for some reason or the other, they are breathing, the airway seems to be obstructed, sometimes. So you see people sleeping and, of course, they are snoring and all of a sudden it's like they can't breathe.
Regular snoring causes hardening of some vessels, the carotid vessels, which is there's what we call atherosclerosis. When these vessels harden, they become thickened, and which causes hypertension. That is, it increases risk of hypertension. Those who also snore are also predisposed to having hearing loss, because the inner part of the ears that are exposed to the vibrations can also, become, lose hearing over time. And then those who tend to snore when they sleep at night are more likely to be fatigued during the day.
Although snoring is often considered a minor affliction, experts say snorers can sometimes suffer severe impairment of lifestyle.
Snoring generally has been linked with 70% hereditary cause. That is, if a parent has it, there's a 70% chance that the descendant, that's a child, will have it. And then in children, sometimes 5% of them have habitual snoring. However, if there's snoring in children, we advise that adequate investigation is carried out.
The condition, they explained, can also lead to sleep deprivation for snorers and those around them, as well as daytime drowsiness, irritability, lack of focus, and decreased libido.
When you have poor sleep, they begin to feel that sleep during the daytime. Work becomes affected, not because of the snoring per se, but because of the condition that is causing the snoring.
Can snoring be prevented or treated?
There is medical treatment for snoring, but before you talk of medical treatment, you would also talk of lifestyle. So people who snore have been advised to sleep on their side, because most time when you sleep on the back, that's when the tongue seems to fall back and cause some obstruction, you understand. So people who snore have been advised to sleep on their sides. There are also some kind of pillows that have been produced and suggested that when people sleep with these pillows, they'll be able to sleep in better postures as not to cause that obstruction.
Throat exercise can help improve the situation. Good sleep hygiene, and then sometimes if the condition is due to growth in the airways, as we said earlier, growth in the airways, in the uvula and the tonsils, surgical removal of those growths can also help resolve the problem.
Here are more tips to tackle this embarrassing condition. Shed some body mass if you're overweight. Avoid alcohol close to bedtime. And see a doctor if snoring persists.
That report was done to help snorers. All you need to do is apply those tips. Now, some people say it is fetish and so cannot believe in it. Some others not only believe in it, but true or false zodiac signs are what we are talking about. Emmanuel Dori compiled this report after listening in on all the takes on zodiac signs by a cross-section of people in Lagos.
Astrologers have characterized human nature and traits into 12 different zodiac signs. They are tailored after the 12 months of the year. The signs depend on the time, date, and location of a person's birth. For instance, an individual born between December 22nd and January 19th is said to be Capricorn, and the zodiac sign is depicted with sea goats. Others are Leo, Libra, Pisces, Aquarius, and Virgo, among others. Our investigations show that
good leaders.
Taurus people they are all about arguments. The argumentators.
For those who are even aware of this age-long practice, many can no longer be bothered about those predictions.
They can forecast, but it depends on you as an individual, what you make out of your life.
And true to the law of demand and supply, the horoscope page has equally disappeared from many of the daily newspapers. However, are there spiritual implications to this mystical belief?
It is very unbiblical, believing in stars, predictions of men.
A man's destiny is ordained by God, not by star.
Just for information purpose, are you aware that your pets also have zodiac signs? Surprised? Wait for it. They are same as that of human.
I have this feeling that people are not particular about their horoscope these days. Well, to those who believe, hope your star shines brightly daily. When the Chief Executive Officer of Friesland Campina Wamco, the dairy company in Nigeria that produces, among others, Peak and 3 Crowns milk, visited President Muhammadu Buhari during the week, he got a good deal. Adamu Sambo tells us that President Buhari specifically made a case for eliminating the culture of waste in Nigeria due to poor methods of dairy preservation. Let's hear the rest from Adamu.
Armed with 145 years of global dairy expertise, the management of Friesland Campina, led by Rolof Justin, discussed extensively with President Muhammadu Buhari and the Minister of Agriculture, Audu Ogbe, on the challenges and prospects of dairy farming in Nigeria. This is in furtherance of the commitment by the federal government to diversify the nation's economy through agriculture. President Muhammadu Buhari expressed worry over the losses continuously suffered by dairy farmers in Nigeria due to poor means of preserving and processing their products, and solicited the support of Friesland Campina through effective dairy development program.
The President told us that he is very much committed in order to set up dairy farming in Nigeria. He's looking for help in order to see how we could accelerate that, because he's very much concerned about the fact that milk is an important source in order to combat malnutrition. that should not be dependent on import only.
Both the chief executive officer of the company and its managing director in Nigeria described their interaction with President Muhammadu Buhari as reassuring and promised effective collaboration and cooperation with the government towards bringing the goodness of dairy to Nigeria and Nigerians.
What struck me was that we had a very interesting interaction. So a lot of questions were being asked. So personal interaction of the honourable ministers and the president himself, in order to see how we could help, let's say, a dairy development program in Nigeria. Basically, it was about a commitment in order to see how we jointly could, unite and find a way in order to deal with the challenges here in Nigeria from a dairy farming perspective.
We've assured the President of our commitment. We've assured the President of our resources, not just money in terms of investments, but time, people. We have signed recently an agreement where we have a farmer-to-farmer approach. So we bring our Dutch member farmers across to Nigeria to actually train and bring some transfer of best practice into Nigeria. And there are many other initiatives in the area of crossbreeding, in the area of animal feed, etc., that we are working with various partners to bring our 145 years of global dairy expertise into Nigeria.
The Minister of Agriculture, Chief Audu Ogbe, said herdsmen in Nigeria will soon be organized into ranches with special grasses and water for better yield, as well as provided special flasks that can preserve raw milk for up to 6 hours. Rated as one of the top 5 dairy companies in the world, Friesland Campina, with operating offices in 28 countries, makes an annual revenue of over 11 billion euros. The company, which began its business in Nigeria in 1973, last year announced an annual turnover of 120.7 billion naira.
One area in the Federal Capital Territory that has a large settlement of pastoralists is a place called Paikon Kore. This settlement is on Newsline tonight because a major service was extended to the livestock there. Don't wonder too much what the service could be because Mitaire Ikbe is eager to tell us about it.
The Paikon Kore community was a beehive. It is not a special festive period, but an occasion that residents of the community welcomed in a ceremonial way, full of happiness and hope for good things to happen in their relationship with government as it relates to their pastoralist life, besides other aspects of agriculture which the people practice. In fact, the Fulani pastoralists here are happier for the revival of vaccination of their cattle free of charge, a practice last carried out by the FCT administration 4 years ago, which officials attribute to the nomadic lifestyle of the pastoralists and challenges of logistics. The FCT minister Mohammed Musa Bello, who was represented, said the vaccination is aimed at preventing and controlling endemic diseases which threaten livestock production and the quality of byproducts.
I want to call on the Fulani communities in the FCT to embrace settlement in gradual reserves so as to enable government to easily assist them to provide essential services.
Veterinary session is heavily on ground and we are ready and we are properly equipped now.
In line with the resolve of government to diversify the economy by boosting agricultural production to reap the multiplier effects, the attention given to livestock in a community such as this was welcomed as a move that will further help to curb farmers-herdsmen clashes.
It is our fervent hope and prayers that the minister will use his good office to ensure that this issue is addressed once and for all.
We have this because government remember us, not only that.
This is after 3 days consult your doctor. Cold-time anti-cold tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold-time anti-cold tablet, your visa to healthy living.
Now, Kristen has been the best gift to me all these years.
So how did you two meet?
Actually, through his stomach. Let me tell you the story. I took him to meet this girl. She was really hot. Unfortunately, so was her food. We met this other girl. She was a good girl type. But when we tasted her food, it was awful. Then we met this other girl. Finally, we met my sweetheart. She didn't even look like she could own a kitchen, let alone know how to cook.
be love, love, love. It must be love, love.
That's how she captured my heart, even till now.
Instantly dissolving cowbell milk is both delicious and nutritious. It promotes good health and vitality. Cowbell milk has a blend of the important vitamins which we call Vita-Rich. A, C, D, E and K. Plus vitamin B9, which helps with brain development. We've also got a deliciously creamy new formula that dissolves instantly. Cowbell, now deliciously creamy.
Xiaomi M5 Plus with a 50-20 milliampere battery that lets you play for up to 3 days on a single charge. Xiaomi M5 Plus, always in power.
Growth failure and stunting, impaired intellectual development, rickets, attention deficit disorder, and even death are some of the consequences of malnutrition. According to UNICEF, 2.5 million Nigerian children are suffering from malnutrition, while about 500,000 are likely to die yearly from malnutrition. With these alarming figures and the malnourished state of children in the Northeast, wife of the President, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, in line with her Future Assured project, launched Get Involved, aimed at proffering solution to the problem of malnutrition in children. According to Aisha Buhari, with collective efforts from the Nigerian public, no child should lack a good nutritional diet. For inquiries and support, email programs@futureassured.org.ng. Get involved. Save a Nigerian child today.
Welcome back. It is traditional in our country for certain requirements to be met when a man seeks a woman's hand in marriage. These requirements, however, seem to have taken a different dimension in some cases, where the family of the prospective bride makes outrageous demands that have, in some cases, caused the prospective groom to flee. Can this be one of the reasons why there is a large number of unmarried people in Nigeria today? Let's find out in this report compiled by Ime Udori.
When a love relationship between a man and a woman consummates in marriage, it is usually celebrated with pomp. The celebration is usually grand, perhaps because these days in this country, there are a lot of eligible men and women. Why are there so many unmarried people in Nigeria?
Some people are selecting. Tribalism.
Health reason, home issues, cultural issues, the cost of expenses.
Another reason these respondents say are unnecessary demands, especially by the family of the prospective bride, as prerequisite for marriage.
I know of a friend that wanted to get married, and the clause was
you have to take care of all the younger ones.
For you to tell a suitor, a prospective suitor who wants to marry, not to marry because he wants to train the younger ones of the wife to be. If the suitor doesn't have the money to do that.
A friend of mine, short, said that they should buy generator. The mother said they should buy generator. You should buy generator for her. And I asked the woman, I said, what do you want to generator? Your husband, the person that is coming to marry your daughter, to buy generator because of him.
What if the child is not getting married? Won't they fend for themselves?
Some prospective in-laws at times impose conditions that are cultural, spiritual, or social in their bid to protect the interest of their children. They go as far as deciding who their children should marry.
Some parents, they will like, my daughter, don't marry this person because he's not rich, because he's not tall, or because his family background has no name.
Some parents advise their children to make sure that they're married, those people are rich.
Because they want to tell their friends that, oh, my daughter's husband has a big mansion, is very rich and all that. They want to buy nice wrappers.
I have to tell her the truth. This man you bring, this is what I saw. Are you sure that he can able to make a good home?
In some instances, it is the prospective bride or groom who lays the rules.
One of my friends, he proposed to that lady. The lady accepted the proposal, but gave the man conditions. You must go to, you must build house for my parents. You buy a car for my father. You buy a car for my mother. You will do this one. You go to Festac and build rent an apartment for them or rent a structure for them. The guy was afraid because just on the issue of proposing to the girl, you are giving the guy conditions on what to do and what not to do. So with that now, the marriage did not go up.
Some parents are known to have a price tag on their daughters. The more educated a girl is, the higher the demand on her bride price in the traditional requirements.
I used to hear that they want to recover all the money they've spent on the lady. I don't think that is good.
There is no amount you will collect for your child will reach amount that you used to train the child from the birth.
I know a friend that ran away from marrying somebody from Imo State just because he saw the least men. The guy had to flee to his hills.
Many eligible people who are victims of what they describe as unnecessary requirements by custom and tradition before marriage can be consummated are appealing to parents and elders in this country not to throw the marriage institution into extinction. They should rather nurture their children, guide their paths, and bless them when they are old enough to get married.
Peace should be the condition. Long life, lasting marriage should be what the parents should pray for.
There's always room for bargaining. That is the humane side to our traditional marriages. Grooms mustn't run away, ask for a waiver, in fact, beg for massive discounts. Moving on, it was a celebration of a dream come true when Prince and Princess Oyola from Okuku in Osun State gave out their daughter Tinoye in marriage to the son of the Director, Media and Public Relations of the Ministry of Health, Mrs. Boade Akiola. The marriage ceremony took place in Lagos, from where Newsline captured the thrills and frills. Take a look.
That was Prince Abimbola Oyinlola walking his daughter Tinoye down the aisle to be joined in holy matrimony to a heartthrob, Timileyin Akinola. The lovebirds Tinoye and Timileyin were flanked by their families, friends and colleagues who came from far and near to support them as they professed their love before God and man.
This is the token of my love for you and of my faith. I express now in Jesus' name.
This is my love and my faith in Jesus' name. Amen.
The officiating minister advised the newlywed to respect their marital vows and make praying a lifestyle. After the sermon, the couple signed the dotted lines, after which they joined the congregation in thanksgiving. With the church service over, all roads led to the venue of the reception, where guests were treated to delicious meals and good music. The reception began with the entry of the couple's parents. then the newlywed, Mr. and Mrs. Timileyin Akinola. Tinuoye and Timileyin are both graduates of economics from the same university.
He has a very big heart. Yeah, and yes, bigger than what you see. That's what strikes me about him.
She's beautiful, very, very beautiful inside. Trust me. I feel good. That's the best I can say.
Tinu and Timileyin, you will be fruitful.
God will sustain your marriage. They should learn to understand and trust one another.
The couple will know joy. The marriage will be blessed by children.
High point of the celebration was the cutting of the cake and the first assignment by the bride. And that's the love story of Tinuoye and Timileyin.
Congrats to the bride and groom. May your marriage be blissful. Elsewhere, the union is between a young man called Sanusi Ahmed Yahaya and a young lady by name Miriam Zakari Ahmed. The tying of the nuptial knot took place in the capital of Jigawa State, Dutse. Family and friends converged on the ancient town to witness the ceremony. Just so you know, the groom is an investment of the NTA. He is the son of the Director of Research at the NTA, Aminu Umar reports.
Chief Imam of 744 Jumaat Mosque, Ustaz Mahmoud Yunus, led the wedding solemnization, with Muradin Kaltungo Alhaji Abdul Fattah Ahmad leading the groom's family. Upon payment of 50,000 naira as dowry, which was accepted by the bride's family, the Chief Imam Ustaz Mahmoud Yunus declared Sunusi Ahmad Yahaya and Maryam Ahmad Zakar as husband and wife.
Sunusi Ahmad Yahaya da Mariya Zakar Ahmad a bisa sadaki 50,000 da mako zama saida.
This confirmed the official transfer of responsibility to Sunusi Ahmad Yahaya as husband to Maryam Zakari Ahmad.
He is very patient. He is also very tolerant, very level-headed. And from what I have heard about the bride, she is also very good. Therefore, I don't envisage any problem in this marriage.
For any issue to arise that will warrant the public to know, they should limit it within their scope.
I'm very grateful with the people, especially you people that attended my party. And I'm praying for God to give them long life and prosperity.
To other members of the family, friends and well-wishers, their words to the couple are simple: fear of God, love, and not to entertain third party. They said patience is necessary, and above all, matrimonial relationship is different from friendship.
The wife must respect her husband. The husband should make sure that he makes his wife comfortable because she has left her parents and now she's with him. We wish them a very happy life together.
Anytime they have any misunderstanding, let them resolve it amicably, and with love, they will live a happy life.
The newlywed couple, Sunusi and Maryam, who were overwhelmed, appreciated God for making it a reality. They also thanked all those that attended their wedding.
But I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. I really thank everybody that squeezed in their scheduled time to attend this wedding.
Thanks to everyone who attended my wedding party.
The wedding was ushered in by a cultural Kauyawa day and other cultural performance.
Happy married life to the new Mr. and Mrs. Now to more matters of the heart. Love, they say, is blind. That is why when a man and a woman fall in love, they do not see any shortcomings in each other that are visible to all and sundry. But there appears to be a major shortcoming which parents, men and women see clearly and would not tolerate in a love situation. The situation is sensitive and sometimes happens. What am I talking about? Asabe Abubakar reports.
A typical African setting, but with Nigeria in mind, it is always expected of people to get married in due course and raise a family. Marriages are therefore often celebrated with a lot of pomp. But sometimes a union is not only criticized, but totally unacceptable to society due to certain factors. One of them is age, especially when it is the woman who is older. Newsline first sought from some parents if they would allow their son to marry a woman who is anywhere from 15 years older than he is.
No, I won't. I won't accept it.
It's on African. It's not our own way.
Naturally, I wouldn't like that.
Well, perhaps the young unmarried man would have a different view, and so Newsline asked, can you marry a woman who is about 20 to 30 years older than you?
Definitely not.
Obviously, no.
I don't think I can.
Why should it be so unacceptable for a woman to marry a much younger man in this society?
There's every possibility that the woman might even get to her menopause earlier. And what is the possibility of having children there?
For the fact that he's the lady seniors, he returns at times to be puffy over him. And it's not good for a wife to be puffy over, to be proud concerning the husband.
In a situation where the older woman insists on the consummation of the union, the parents react.
I will tell her to go and marry her age group so that he will be a companion to that man.
If your son loves her very much, what will you do?
I will try to tell my son not to love her too much.
I will just tell her that, you senior your husband. So don't allow that one to make you to try to rule over him.
I will advise her to think twice.
If you find somebody that could be a divorcee or could be a widower, who she could marry.
If there is any case where a woman succeeds in marrying a much younger man, the respondents insist that there must be some ulterior motives.
It might just be after the pleasure of what comes along with it. Not really, because definitely, how can you marry somebody that is young enough to be your son? It is wrong.
But Newsline wondered, would the reaction be the same if the situation was reversed? Is it all right for a man to marry a much younger woman?
Men, even if they are 80, they can still produce.
A man is always a man. Whether you are young, you are old, he has right over that woman. So you understand, concerning age.
There's nothing wrong with that, because to me, I don't really see anything wrong in it, because definitely men, it's common in our society now. You see men of 50 marrying a lady of 20 years old. I don't really see anything bad in it.
Is that not being selfish?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. I can tell you that some ladies are even comfortable with men old enough to be their father than younger generation, because they tell you that those ones will take good care of you than younger men.
An older woman would also take very good care of her younger husband.
But that is not ideal.
This young unmarried woman, however, disagrees.
I can't marry a man that is 30 years older than me. That's too absurd. I can't go into it. I can't even try it.
Whichever way the pendulum swings, what has age really got to do with matters of the heart? The verdict is in. Age is not just a number. But as long as those involved meet the legal age requirement for marriage, people must learn to stop counting. Cinemas in the good old days, we have something to say about them when we return from this commercial break.
Change does not just happen. You and I, and all of us, must appreciate that we all have our part to play if we want to bring change about. We must change our lawless habits, our attitude to public office, and public trust. We must change our unruly behavior in schools, hospitals, marketplaces, motor parks, on the roads, in homes and offices. To bring about change, we must change ourselves by being law-abiding citizens.
Chief, I agree. Every family must send a representative for vigilante.
Instrumental Sergeant, we are finished.
Chief, now we go take escape now.
No way to escape. The problem is how you go fit dodge the surround of the flood water.
Nine Sergeant on a flood water.
Chief, wallahi, flood don't finish up everything but my house, wallahi.
Ayua, a sticker does not shook a man into twice in one eyes. The damn people NEMA, National Emergency Management Agency, had repeated warning upon on top of warning. Never you build a house upon on top of track road of flood to securize your life and property. Avoid the true way of dirty in gutter and waterways to avoid blockage. Join hands today in the clear of dirty in gutters and drainages. If you are living in a house in waterway, once it's a rainy season, pack out to upland to securize your life. A stick in hand, a service number.
This message is from National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and Presidential Committee on Flood and Rehabilitation.
The Chairman, National Convention Committee, His Excellency Nyesom Ezengonwike, CON, Governor of Rivers State, on behalf of the leadership of our great party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, led by His Excellency Senator Ahmed Mohamed Makarfi, CON, welcomes all party leaders, delegates, members, supporters, and invited guests to the 2016 Repeat National Convention holding as follows. Venue, Shark Stadium, Moscow Road, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Date, Wednesday, August 17, 2016. Time, 10 a.m. Aspirants should note that screening commences on Monday, 15 August 2016 at Government House, Port Harcourt, Rivers State by 8 p.m. prompt. Signed, Chief Onyema Ogochukwu, Chairman, Publicity Subcommittee.
I'm a loyal mother, so I support my family in every way I can. In sports, in your education, in maintaining a healthy diet, in their lifestyle. You see, full cream loyal milk is rich in calcium and helps to build strong bones and teeth, helping me and my family stay strong and healthy. Yes! So when next you're shopping, remember to show your loyalty.
Every goal, every success deserves your all. Only 100% will do. Chivita, 100%. Chivita 100% juice, made from real natural fruits, with no preservative and no added sugar. The best always believes in 100%. 100% commitment. 100% quality. 100% achievement. With 100% goodness and real taste of fruits.
Chivita, 100% or nothing.
It's truck month at Ford and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent. Here's the Workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability, available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Koscharis Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
Digital technology and information is changing the world. For our children to stay ahead and compete globally, they must evolve from being users to creators of technology. Digital Peers International, in conjunction with partners, is organizing the 16th edition of Digitest, tagged Entrepreneurship, a roadmap to a sustainable future for children aged 8 to 18 years and school teachers. Dates, August 24th to September 2nd, 2016, Abuja. Kids will be taught on how to code, design and build mobile and desktop apps, For registration and participation, visit www.digitalps.org or call the numbers on your screen. The digital revolution has already begun. Do not allow your kids to be left out.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Glad to have you back. It is with nostalgia that Nigerians born before the 80s talk about cinemas and the films that they watched back then. This made us on Newsline wonder what has really happened to the cinemas. Are they as vibrant as they used to be back then? Ime Odori is the one sent to find out. She compiled her findings in this report.
In the good old days, going to the cinemas was a way of life for many Lagos residents, as well as other parts of the country. Big cinema houses were located in major neighborhoods and were very popular. Talk of the Pen Cinema at Agege, Rainbow and Jabako at Mushin, not forgetting Godi Cinema at Ajegunle, capital on Lagos Island. The list, of course, is endless, but that is not before mention Casino, Central, Odeon, among others.
I was born and brought up in North, where they have a lot of cinema houses. So we call it Bongo. At times, you just be in the school, these other guys that gone outside, they sleep outside, or they have the chance to go and watch cinemas in the night. We don't have the chance. So they just come to the class in the next day, started telling us, I watched also film, one Chinese film.
I remember when I watched Burning Train. Then we were kids, we never know about film tricks. So seeing the children crying, seeing fire, I couldn't help it. I burst into tears.
These Indian people, they will do magic. That is the only thing. When you see somebody flying like a bird, that interests our people much. Say, Tobari Boshenfo, if you see how it's flying, say Aladdin, Sinbad.
We watch action movies, trailers, no home theaters.
Samson and Delilah. Those are the kind of cinemas that we watch there.
We watch Indian film, cowboy film. Okay, I think that's the job.
Any title, you remember anyone?
Talash.
We watch Gaya, Gatak, Shita.
A combination of many factors like the advent of home videos and clubs, movie lovers say, contributed to the downturn of cinema business.
Home video has taken over. You can buy your film, you can download on the internet.
However, over the years, these cinema houses eventually had to succumb to the changing times. Some have been demolished, and in their places stand other structures. Others, those standing, are now places of religious worship, while others still are dilapidated and completely abandoned. Alhaji Muhammad Jimo recounts what it was like in those days.
Any Indian film, the pull crowd more than any other. Even when you buy ticket at the rate of 1 shilling, 2 pence, you can sell it for another person. People will rush. I will make sure I leave less than around 8 because of the cinema, because I will sell minerals.
The tide again has changed as cinema houses are springing up, but this time they come with the big shopping malls and all the technologies.
I think with our industry we've improved a lot.
That feature is to remind investors where to put their money. More cinemas, if you please. Now, what on earth would make anybody bury their dead in a sewage? A man who did just that will explain in our next report. Let's take a break now.
This is our story about the elements of life. Earth. This is where it all begins. From the very depths, the finest of hops and the best of ingredients emerge. Carefully roasted by fire. Mixed with the purest of water. When everything cools down. Having gone through our unique brewing process and ready to be served. Go ahead, taste the real full brewed side of stout. Legend, the real deal. Drink responsibly.
Facility now secure.
Finally, you are most welcome.
You said it's an emergency.
Our works here have just been confirmed. Nta Pulse is back.
Did you know yet?
Unfortunately, that is precisely the case. In fact, they have already started to showcase themselves to the fullest maximum. Now, we try so much to keep them in check, but then they are always one step in our future. Now, it didn't matter whether they are cool or they are not cool. What's really matter is that they are having a network that permits them to showcase the character that they truly have. I'm so sorry, but this you cannot purchase in the market.
We must stop them.
I'm afraid to be the carrier of a bad news, but it's already late.
Facility security breach.
I think we've lost the war.
CSO, what are you doing?
You mean myself? I'm moving to Nta Pulse with immediate effect.
How?
Chivita Active Fruit Juice, unique quality blend of 6 citrus fruit juices. Want an answer? Chivita Active. Be active. Do more. Get more out of life.
For the very first time in Nigeria, the goodness of vegetable and fruit juice. Introducing Chivita Active Vegetable Fruit Nectar. Available in carrot orange, beetroot grapes, and beetroot apple.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Thanks for staying on the line. What in the world would make a man bury the corpse of his father in a soakaway? Could he be insane, or is it that he hates his father so much? What? Well, in a community called Ukpunam in Oshimili North local government area of Delta State comes this report of a man who threw his father's dead body into a sewage. Thelma Eliogu reports.
The dream of every father is to have children that will not only take care of him in old age, but also bury him when he dies. But for 83-year-old John Udenwa from Uli in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, such dream died with him as his son Chukwuma Felix dropped his corpse in a sewage to decompose. When NTA news crew arrived at the house in Amachai village, Okpanam, it sighted a lady carrying out a domestic chore. But before the crew could alight from its vehicle, she was nowhere to be found, apparently giving the impression that something unusual was fishing. The deserted premises tells a story of its own. According to the neighbors, nobody has seen the wife and the 3 children ever since this incident was discovered. Where would they be? is the question begging for answers. The investigation wasn't fruitless after all, as after much plea, the neighbors offered their own side of the story.
I don't know his mindset. We could have asked the man who told him, is it from a native doctor or is it from occultic masters that sent him to throw his father inside a pit?
This kind of behavior, what do you think? What do you think is wrong with the person?
I feel like a madness, or I don't even understand the man.
The suspect was taken to Okpanam police station along Benin-Asaba Expressway, from where he was transferred to the State Police Command.
The young man has committed a criminal offense. Under our law, Criminal Code Section 242 is a misconduct to a dead body. Every dead man has a right to be buried, but he did not do that. And mind you, putting his father in a pit can cause a health hazard to people living in that surroundings. So it's a criminal offense, and at the end of the investigation, he'll be arraigned in the courts.
Let us at this juncture find out what exactly may have pushed the suspect into this act, which obviously seems life is no longer sacred.
My father is sick. He be staying in Abuja. So me, I'm staying in Atabanam. So as the sickness too much, my junior sister brought him to me. Along the line, after 1 week, he gave up. One night I didn't have any money with me. I didn't have anybody to assist me. I didn't even know what to do. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Then I just reason people around. Nobody tried to help me. I now take him to Sokawa and put it there.
Investigation continues.
Since we hear, now he has to pay for his crime. We'll keep you updated. This is where we step down tonight. Another offering will be ready by Sunday next week. We trust that you won't get off the line. Thanks for investing your time with Newsline tonight. Till next week, good night and God bless Nigeria.